Okay, there we go.
I don't like this table.
That's why I always keep my chair in that cabinet.
Fair.
Where you got it from? Goddamn.
Yeah, there's nothing else in that cabinet. It's just my chair. And wipes, in case someone else sits in my chair.
I was gonna say, I don't think much more will fit in there.
Fucking sit in my fucking face.
Are you that much of a germaphobe?
Yes. It's called
Oh, I
growing
thought,
up.
I thought he was
as a
talking to me.
cook, too.
Yeah, I am talking to you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Have you not seen how
for your
have you not seen how fucking dirty people are? You just want to what? Someone's nasty ass all in my sauce. Look at the material this chair is made out of.
He doesn't want to sit in someone else's swamp ass.
Yeah, other people might have swamp ass. They might not clean their ass. Who knows what they do? They might be out there grinding in some kind of scrapyard or something, and they come right down here at their fucking gringy ass and then plop it in my chair.
Do you guys not have a janitor that sanitizes and cleans these chairs? Goddamn.
The janitor for City Hall, I don't trust. I'm pretty sure they're the ones stealing all my fucking coffee mugs.
Oh, is that why there's some online? I always see Crane's cups.
Fucking on fire Sanchez as soon as I
I'm
find out
definitely
that's
stealing
him.
that chair and sitting in it.
You can sit in this chair anytime you like.
Oh, okay. Hi, Mel. No one said hi to him, so I'm gonna say hi, Mel.
The mayor said hi to him.
Yeah, apparently.
The mayor said hi to him, and then not me remembering the fact that Mel ran up to me, Richard, and everybody else at Rising. So, do you want to impeach the mayor? Oh my god.
Oh, someone is knocking on the door. I will go see.
I'm assuming it's Mel.
That's me.
I meant mayor.
No, he's in jail.
Yeah, I don't think Bear's coming back from that one anytime soon.
I doubt it. I'm
Ripperoni
sure he
on
won't.
pepperoni.
I'm sure he won't get a felony. Oh wait, actually, is Davies around? Ooh, he
Well,
might-
the problem, Crane, is that happened while we were having a hearing about Clara's divorcing him. So
That's awkward.
technically, it was a court proceeding.
Is that why he looks like he's going through a midlife crisis?
I mean, he's been gone to a midlife crisis for about 3 months now.
Sure.
What the fuck was that down there making all that noise? Was it Hector?
Apparently we had accidentally locked someone inside the building, and he was trying to get out.
Oh, was it that random person?
Yes, and he was terrified. And I had
The
to lock him out.
Beauregard, the Beauregard like impersonator.
The upgrade, you mean?
Anything is an upgrade. Anyway.
Crash, you okay over there? I don't think Amethyst brought her cocaine.
I don't even hear him talk.
Fuck?
Hello.
Hey Tim,
Sniffing the
sorry,
tables, I
I
mean,
was
it's-
down here
Oh,
talking
not
to
a
Officer
mess.
Douglas for a
Not that
second.
Oh.
Should be up in
Okay,
just a
okay.
minute.
Okay.
Oh, Melvin, are you able to send me your
Just checking on you.
application?
Okay.
that You said like I want
Sorry.
to use as a reference to see how I'm gonna apply mine
Oh,
I'm admiring your
what's
sweet
that?
for the business one, because I'm trying
Oh,
to.
yeah,
I had it-
Mirror Park,
I had it
tavern
imported. I had this
things,
table custom
but
made.
I don't know how it needs to be labeled out.
Did you?
Oh,
did you
for
use tools from the Amazon, like
for
Yeah, the
Cades?
applications. No,
No, I thought about
just
it. I
need
had
one
them
for
imported
myself
from
'cause I wanna
China.
Open up Mirror Park Tavern.
Oh, gotcha. All right, hold on.
Appreciate it.
The Shihan Forest, actually.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say, if I might open up Mirror Park Tavern, I'm gonna have like a happy hour and everyone gets drinks for cheap.
What's up with everyone wanting to open up bars now?
I'm gonna be honest, like Mirror Park is such a nice area and it's just not active, so I kind of want to open up the bar to see, have people come down.
This is your what? The fourth or fifth thing?
The business idea, yeah, because other people
Hello?
kept stealing my other ones.
Hey, I'm locked out.
Right, as a resident of Mirror
Ah.
Park, I'd appreciate
Would someone
it
be
if
able
you
to go
don't-
let Clara into the building?
if you don't start bringing hooligans,
Do
drunk
you
want her in the
hooligans
building?
the
Yes, I
neighborhood.
Well, she's part of the committee.
Oh,
Well,
I should probably actually learn all your
if
names.
there's drunk hooligans, don't worry, I'm gonna hire bodyguards. to
Yeah, I
control
was
them.
right behind you, and then Douglas called me
Security
You're
over.
a
license?
bodyguard?
Okay. Nell's coming down to let you in.
Gives me an excuse to beat people. if they're
Thank you.
drunk.
Yep. Wait.
I can do that anyway.
Drunk hooligans. Man.
Okay, I just added for those in the business committee, I just amended today's meeting minute or meeting topics.
Officers
we
barging
can
in
talk about
whenever
it.
you're deliberating in the back rooms.
Okay. Yeah.
So I figure we'll move the discussion points on those two businesses to Wednesday due to two members missing and just a lack of information, then the late start. So we can take questions or inquiries or anything from any of the present persons, and then we can try to jump into business license discussions. Does that sound good?
That's good to me.
Yeah. I can say that I have attempted to get in contact with Brooke and Felix, but so far I have not heard back from them.
Yeah, like I said, we'll push everything back till Wednesday. Okay, so I guess we'll start with the round table discussions. Let's see. Sassy, got anything for us? Or just here to...
I'm just here.
Okay. All right, Danny, anything for you today?
I mean, we talked a little bit already, but I was wondering about the update for the new business thing going live. 'Cause technically, it's
Yeah, well, like I said, there's it hasn't been announced or released publicly yet, so I'm assuming Senate has not given the okay on it. Crane could probably answer that
Also,
question.
please remember to shout.
Oh, sorry.
My apologies.
I heard my name.
It's hard to hear you down
Oh.
here.
Danny
Yeah,
was curious
sorry.
as the status of like the new business guidebook, and I said I
tier
haven't seen it.
systems and
I haven't seen it released publicly yet, so I'm assuming that Senate has not given their formal approval yet.
Yeah, we've surprisingly had a excessively busy weekend with several things that now need to have discussion. So
I mean, it's also a holiday weekend, so that compound everything on top of that.
yeah.
Mhm.
I will I'll try to have an answer
Okay.
by the next business meeting, but I would still proceed. Like I said, I
Oh, yeah, no, we're
expect
going
the
to.
legislation to pass. If anything, there'll probably be specific things in it that are amended. But
Okay.
overall, I don't imagine there's going to be drastic changes. Like
Okay, but it would still kind of be the same outlines, like for what you're wanting us to do.
Yes.
Okay.
As far as I am predicting, based on my work with the Senate in the past, the only
Okay.
thing that might be getting touched is the amounts for paychecks proposed for businesses,
Okay.
and maybe the number of strikes businesses can have, depending on how lenient they're wanting to be on it. I know in the past they felt comfortable with 7, so I'm kind of seeing what they think now. So, but those are the only two
Okay.
things that I predict have any.
All right, that shouldn't
Roll
affect
amendment.
anything like too.
Oh, the process and everything should be fine.
Perfect.
I think my doppelganger has something to say.
We'll get to your turn. We're doing a round table, and I wanted to make sure Danny didn't have anything else yet.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's all good. For me, that was all.
Okay. Okay, Bright.
Oh, it was just a question to the strike thing. Like, is it per owner? Because like, if it comes down like, let's say with how Paradise is per owner. Like, if it's at
No.
7, does that mean each
Nope.
person?
It's for the
Okay.
business. Period.
Okay. Or like, what I mean is like, because each of the owners have 3, right? Does that mean it's a total of 6, or is that
Nope.
like...
It is the business
3
has
for the
this many
business.
strikes it can have,
Mhm.
and therefore that is just
Okay.
Yeah, it's not per owner. It's just for the business has 3 strikes.
yep.
Okay.
All right, let me pull out my little tablet thingy here. While Judge Practice, did you have anything you wanted to bring up tonight?
I do, but I can bring it up. Oh, hold on, a screen. I do, but I can bring it up at like the very end because it's not necessarily business related. So I'll just bring it up at the very end.
I mean, you can do it now because this is gonna be like an ongoing thing now. We're just probably going to go through businesses alphabetically and just start discussing them. And there's no way we're
Okay.
going to get through that tonight. So
Okay, so I'll make this very, very quick since most of you have already signed it. Basically, I am petitioning to impeach the mayor. And I'm trying to collect signatures on that. The very first count of what I'm charging him with is essentially dereliction of duty. I listened to you all for the longest time, as others talk about how no one saw Barry for the first like 6 weeks that he was mayor, and Tag Jones was doing everything, so he basically abandoned his position. So that's the first charge I'm getting him on. Obviously, the second one, well, actually, I'll just go ahead and say the third one. Barry's currently in jail because he pulled a knife on me in the courtroom. So he's currently in jail for that.
For what? Simple assault?
Well, the whole thing is he pulled the knife. It was brandishing and threats is what they decided to charge him with.
Oh,
Not
two
contempt of
misdemeanors.
So yeah, of course it was all well, the thing is, it was after we had technically adjourned, so it wouldn't technically be contempt of court because it wasn't
Not
during the court
assault with a
proceeding.
deadly? Considering
No, it
knife's
was-
a deadly weapon?
Yes, it wasn't assault with a deadly because
Assault of a
as
government
we keep,
official?
as we
It
keep,
was only a
hold on,
threat.
as we keep determining, I have to basically be stabbed in the gut first before it's assault with a deadly, or else people will come in and say, "Oh well, we don't know that he meant to stab you."
That's a,
So
So-
it's
weird
just threat on a government official.
But-
that's a weird precedent considering assault is a
I was-
threat of harm.
I was going to
with a deadly
say,
Yeah,
weapon.
I know.
Assault
I'm
is
aware.
the
I'm aware. But the
intent.
officers decided what to charge him with. That's what they're charging him with.
so they don't understand the difference between assault and battery.
I'm sure you had no impact on that determination.
I actually didn't. I asked them what they were going to charge him with, and they just decided that's what they were going to charge him with because I was like, well, technically, I could charge him with contempt of court, even though it was right after the court hearing. But I was like, okay, well, I want to know what you're going to charge him with. The officers were like, well, we're arresting him for this. They went off and they talked. They didn't talk to me about it, and then that's how it went. So long story short, the way that he's been acting and the things that he's been doing recently, I believe he is unfit for the office of mayor. So I've got most of you all's signatures that are in the room right now. Obviously, Jackson is not signing anything because he will be the one overseeing when I turn this in. But I believe if I get most of the signatures of the business committee, which quite frankly I have most of at this point, I have heard through the grapevine that Tag Jones, deputy mayor, will essentially be willing to sign it, and hell, even Barry signed it. So at that point, if anyone in here who has not signed it wishes to sign it, okay, I'll send it to you, Melvin. And like
And
I
I
said,
did provide Officer Douglas with the photo that I took.
okay, thank you very much. And yes, like I said, yeah. So I'm not gonna pressure anybody to sign it, but like I said, he was derelict of his duty, and you guys are a government agency that essentially had to deal with that when it was going on, as well as his erratic behavior. So that's all I've got.
Okay.
Amongst other things.
hmm
Oh.
Melvin, I'm gonna send that to you.
Let's
Sounds
see.
good.
I was thinking alphabetical, but we may as well start with, Gateway, as Sassy's here, and she can, kind of give her input into a little bit of stuff.
Excuse me, what?
Well, we're
About
gonna start talking about different how we feel the businesses fit into like the new structure that's coming
Gotcha.
down the line.
Mhm. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we can get, live feedback from you too on your opinions and stuff. Let's see, where is it?
I mean, hi, co-owner here for now.
Well, technically the both of you are here, and it will be the difference between co-owner and owner is going to disappear. You're going to be the same. So it won't matter.
Mm.
There will be no difference. It won't be like first
I
and
heard
second.
that you're no, we're gonna have to stick to one job. Something like that.
I don't believe anybody said anything about that.
I heard something about that.
Was there a
I'm
question?
not-
No, sorry, that wasn't me. That sounded like came off badly. So I was sending a text, and it sounded like there was something that I might be able to weigh in on.
Yes, there would be something.
Yes, yes, it would be. So I heard from a few different
Here,
people
come out.
actually that there might be an issue of how many jobs you're able to have.
She says she heard rumor that people are saying people are only gonna be allowed to have one job.
Very likely in the far future. Yes.
Right.
Will there be a vote on that?
No.
Probably not.
Because people have been instructed already now that while our employment records allow you to have 3 jobs, you should only have 2 jobs, and people don't like to listen. So therefore, the choice is going to be taken away from people most likely, because people like to ruin things when we have them by not being able to follow simple fucking instructions.
So that means
Yup.
only one job rather than having 2 now. It's done.
Well, I mean, it's the same as, you know, people being told they're not supposed to decorate outside and they still do it.
Same thing. So yeah, it's more likely than not, the only people who will be allowed to have 2 jobs are government employees.
But that's not right now.
No, this is a far future
Yeah, no,
discussion of a possibility that may be happening.
Is that gonna have the businesses get ready to be able to do basically, I guess, kind of like layoffs, right? Because like people are gonna have to like choose 1 or 2, and then also like make sure that they have the proper amount of staff and that their
This is
staff
so
aren't doing
far in the future that it's not even something that really should be
too worried
a
about.
concern right now, if I'm being completely honest. And there will be plenty of awareness made before it's actually enacted, if it's even decided that it is something that the government wants to enact.
Okay.
So it's been mentioned just as a posterity sake, in general, just as a possibility that may most likely be happening. But like I said, it's a very far future thing.
Okay.
It's like, I wouldn't mind a hard cutoff at 2
Also-
jobs personally, but I'd be put into a corner if I had to choose
Honestly-
between like the 2 jobs that I do have right now, because I love them both, and
I kind of
Oh.
like it actually, because it will ensure that businesses stay active as much as possible.
I like-
You
I like
think,
it
but
too.
I'm not entirely too sure about that. Not to mention that when people are,
What the
you know,
fuck?
for instance, an owner who has enough employees would be able to help out maybe another business if they don't
Mhm.
have enough employees.
Well, I mean, it'll
Well,
be
but
to a point
Well,
where
It would
businesses
solve that
should,
problem.
yeah, businesses should only have
Yeah.
will probably only have so many employees,
But
and then
it's like with me as well, because I have 2 jobs, right? I'm the owner of Gateway, and I am also now a manager at Rising Sun. But I also technically work at Pixel Perfect. It's just that I'm a freelance photographer, and they're
yeah, freelance is
uh,
different.
yeah. So
Okay, so I could still
do
freelance
like
at fucking
freelance
Weasel.
work for them, plus marketing manager, which I can do without needing a paycheck, like a steady paycheck from them.
Well, not only that, but with people not hogging multiple jobs, it creates more opportunities for other people to get hired.
I was gonna say there is
Yeah.
an inherent problem when it's the same handful of people keeping every business open,
Exactly.
because that is happening.
Well,
Yeah,
people don't want
I'm
to
one of
fucking
them.
work.
I know. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
That
pick up
crank-
that dead coyote that we killed outside?
Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
Man.
We,
Dripping blood all over
we're
the floor.
firm believers of, recycle and
Waste not, want
and
not.
not waste it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reduce,
Yeah,
reuse,
but why's-
recycle. What are you gonna use the coyote for?
Why is it
Something
staining my
bit
wood?
me.
It will wash out. It will wash out.
Coyote meat with a little Danny meat. Let's go.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
is that the topic on the table right now? Is restricting people?
No, that was a question. Well, that was a
No, it's
question that was
not
brought up
on-
by
it's not
Sassy because she heard a
topic,
rumor.
Really.
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
not
okay.
necessarily a topic now, because it's not
Okay.
going to be
Well,
happening.
freelancers are
anytime
basically
soon.
safe then, right? Like, so let's say you have 1 or 2 jobs, and then freelancing is perfectly fine.
Freelance is off the books, so it doesn't matter.
But listen, I got like 5 fucking jobs, and I like to see anybody stop me.
I don't think anyone can stop you, Socks.
No one can stop Socks. Let's just be
Mm.
honest.
And it's not me being greedy, it's me fucking trying to make shit happen.
A true example of community leadership.
And entrepreneurship.
That's true.
Okay.
Why am I being old?
Don't let me interrupt. Let me know when I can talk, though. I got some shit to say.
No, go ahead. We haven't started the other thing yet. The other thing will be like an ongoing couple of week
Okay.
project. So go right ahead.
So, after giving it much thought about gladiators, the reason why I haven't submitted paperwork, you know what I'm saying, is because I don't honestly think I'm going to have the drive to put as much effort into that as I'm putting into Burger Shack. So I don't want it to close, but I do want it to be open for, an actual fucking owner that's actually gonna fucking run it. Hello?
Do you have
We're
anybody
listening.
that you would suggest for a consideration?
Not yet, because the people who show interest are unfortunately not qualified. So I would have to do some scouting, but I figure if we could put it out there, you know what I'm saying? And maybe people, that would spark somebody's, passion. And they know that it's available. Maybe they could come to me and I could kind of vet them, you know what I'm saying? Like give them the job, let them see how much work goes into it. And if they still have that same passion, let them have, try it. Actually go for the ownership. But I don't think we should give ownership to anybody who hasn't actually worked the job, and felt the hardships that come with it.
That it's gonna run it.
Yeah,
with-
so basically you're
Yeah.
looking to have a manager and then have a manager take over.
I mean, basically, but I need somebody that, is qualified. All right, now it's hard to find anybody qualified because of the restrictions.
Oh, I know. I think I know what you
Yeah.
mean. Yeah.
I mean, if you do find somebody that you feel is, capable and willing, then we would definitely be willing to consider them.
Okay, and well, until that happens, until then, like, can I be, what do you call it, interim owner? Like, I'm not, like, on the papers. I don't officially own it.
Well, you're okay.
But-
Okay. All right. So this was already passed by the business committee at the beginning of March that we voted to give you ownership. Are you telling
Yeah.
me that the mayor's office has not given you ownership of that business yet?
No,
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't
There
heard
does
a
seem to be a
word.
stopgap.
You want to sign an impeachment?
So,
Because this is not the only business that has
Yeah.
this issue has come up with
Because
recently.
the issue is that we make the decisions, right? We make the decision on whether to approve someone or approve a business, proposal or all this other stuff. We do not have a direct line to the Senate to, get this stuff moving. We need to push it through the mayor's office. The mayor's office needs to set it up, get all of the, banking set up, get the taxes set up, and have ownership instated.
I did not hear a word of that.
I'll be right back.
like,
There's
I
a
already have
customer waiting
access to
for us.
everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, but you should have been given official ownership at the beginning of March.
No, that never
Is
happened.
what I'm saying, and we have not heard back that has not happened until now.
I mean, I still need to get my tax stuff for Mirror removed, so.
I don't really know. I don't think. I mean, did anybody tell Barry or Tag
Yes.
that
Yep.
they need to?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Specifically,
Oh,
We are connected.
we have
we
told
discussed
them
it in
specifically
email
for
chains
every
and-
single set.
See, I
Yep.
didn't know that. I didn't know that, or else I would have harassed them.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know
Yep.
what was happening with that.
Yeah, we give instant notification as soon as something is approved on our end, and after that, it's out of our hands, and
Okay.
we don't hear anything about it unless somebody brings it up to our attention.
Okay. Well, I'll harass them, and
Yep.
until then, I will continue business as normal. I'm still trying to hire motherfuckers, get
Yeah.
people in there,
Well, on behalf of the
I'll
business committee, we apologize
keep it
for
going.
what's, you know, for that.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I didn't do that job for the money. That was for fun.
No, but that's not the point. The point is that this should have been moved along a month ago now.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so I can actually have some say in who gets it next.
Oh yeah, yep.
'Cause
Yeah.
I just really don't.
Let me go check
Look,
something
you've
real
been
quick.
you've been part of that so long. We trust your judgment with it.
Yeah. You stepped in, you realized that your plate's too full, and you brought that to our attention. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, no
And-
problem. I mean, it's a fun place, and so the second thing I want to talk about, right, is availability, right? I can't. It's hard for me to keep employees active there.
Yep, I feel
Mm.
that.
So,
Mhm.
would it? Do you think it would be possible if I put in like a? I don't know if this would need me. If I'd have to like write a separate proposal or something, but have my boy Bill who stands out in front of
Yeah.
gladiators and it holds your shit for you.
Mhm.
I was wondering if I could possibly have him be available to rent the guns and ammo from. Like if you have a membership, right? You could go to Bill and you could go rent as much as you want from him, even if nobody's around. Because then even people in DGen would have a chance to play.
I mean, that's that might be antithesis to the business being owned at all by anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point,
Yeah,
the
it
Senate
does
might just
kind of
decide
defeat the purpose of being
Yeah.
a business.
Yeah, but there's nobody to make the fucking
Yeah.
courses.
That is a
There's-
thing.
Like without people working, there's no courses. It's just an empty motel.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, so there's still purpose to people, but or I don't know, just
Yeah.
something to
No,
think
it's a
about
decent
if-
it's a decent idea. I just with how the temp agencies are probably going to be going and having their personnel not be qualified to sell products anymore, that might be a thing that might not be happening.
It could always
Oh.
be something that's done on a trial basis.
Yeah.
Well,
just-
I mean, like, okay, take for instance, I can't find nobody,
Yep.
and we see that nobody's working, it's never open.
Yep.
Worst case scenario, could that be a thing to where it's just something that everybody can go and have fun with without depending
Well-
on somebody fucking running it?
Were you on duty for it the last couple days?
No, that would be Richard Riddle.
Okay, I was gonna say because I know you have at least one who's like trying
He's
to.
my only
trying to do it,
employee
yeah.
that, and when he was in
Yep.
for the Dodge, that place didn't open one time. My other employees did not step up. I just
Yep.
hired a new employee today, so hopefully, he does good. We'll see.
Yeah, retention's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and I know Seraphina's been in jail.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just don't want to see the
Excuses.
place go to waste, and I don't want
Oh,
to.
exactly.
I don't want to like gatekeep somebody's fun. Like everybody. It's a fun activity.
It
It's not
is. It's a
just-
very fun
not
activity.
It's not just a business and a moneymaker. It's a community activity.
No, it is. I agree. I don't think you would actually need to write up any kind of like expansion proposal or anything like that. I think that would
Okay.
be you having to talk with like the Senate
Like the
supplied temp agency and the
contractors.
contractors. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that would have to
I'm
be
not gonna
that
do it
way.
unless I absolutely see that nobody wants to work.
Yeah.
I can't stand to see it go to waste.
Yeah, because it's not like an expansion into like another area. It's not like increasing like the scope of your business. It's just trying to come up with ways to, be more available and solve a problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't
got
think
you,
you'd have to
got
like submit anything else.
you. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I really needed to bring up.
Okay. Let's see. We're already running late, so we'll just go over the descriptions for the 2 types of business license or permits that the business committee can what's the word? Oh god, brain fart.
Issue.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Okay,
Mayor Socks to the
sorry.
rescue.
Yeah, sorry. I got a delivery I gotta go to. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys keep it.
Don't
Keep
forget
it
your
tight.
coyote.
Keep it right.
There you go.
Oh yeah, get the coyote.
I got it.
I'll let you out.
Oh, it's.
Love
I
it.
got keys. I work.
Oh, it's
here.
dripping.
Oh.
Yep.
Oof.
Oh, it's dripping.
It's fine. I'll call Hector.
I got it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Hector does a bad job.
All right,
clearly.
so the first license that we can issue is a vendor license. Crane already knows all this because he wrote it, but just for everybody else, the refresher, so we can come back to this Wednesday. A business with this type of license is approved to begin operation in the state of San Andreas without any form of commercial real estate property. It is intended for those with these licenses to utilize alternative means for their business operations, such as food truck, their own vehicles, pop-up style stands or posts, etc., or even if it's simply a service they seek to provide to individuals in an official capacity. Now, I would also potentially include, like official capacity. So I'm thinking potentially the law firms. Potentially, because most of you aren't operating out of, Vespucci, and you don't need, like commercial rented property kind of thing. You guys have mostly been buying your own, like, office spaces and such from D8 directly.
I also imagine they don't want to pay the fee for a bulbous license.
Well, that too, yeah. And also, I do know a number of, like, the law firms have not really needed or put want into having, like, a government paycheck. They just want to be able to operate, which I feel would be, like, the vendor license. Or, yes, vendor license, goddamn. Registration fees for obtaining that license are $25,000 with a recurring monthly renewal fee of $5,000. Vendors are not eligible for government service app nor for government issued paychecks. Any business operating under this license is required to be operating actively for 30 days without issue to be eligible for an upgrade if they want one, which can also be issued by the committee. You don't have to upgrade. You can remain at the same level you're at indefinitely. Any violations, blah, 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 blah. Don't get strikes. Don't fuck up. That's the same across the board. The second one, business permits. A business with this type of license is approved to begin operation in the state of San Andreas with commercial real estate at the Vespucci Beach Marketplace. It is intended for those with these licenses to utilize a storefront as a means of business operation. These can be purchased from the state through a licensed real estate agency. The owners can customize their shop or request for a contractor to do it. Registration fees for this license are $50,000 with a recurring monthly renewal fee of $10,000. Businesses with permits are not eligible for government services app, but are eligible for government issued paychecks. If looking to upgrade to the next level of business license, you must be operating actively for 60 days without issue, and that is approved by the mayor's office. Now, businesses can get recommendations through the business committee for added weight to the approval process by the mayors. Any violations of regulations, blah, 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 fine print. Okay, the one the business committee cannot give straight up issuance of is the full business license. That has to be approved through the mayor's office. And this one, let's see, they are allowed to operate outside of the Vespucci Marketplace with commercial property options of either standard real estate or construction done by the state. Registration fee for obtaining a full business license is $100,000 with a recurring monthly renewal fee of $25,000. Businesses with full licenses are eligible for the Government Services app and even more lucrative paychecks for their employees. Any business operating under one of these licenses is expected to be reasonably active and available in perpetuity as long as it's operating in the state of San Andreas. So if you abandon your business or are derelict for too long, it can fall back on you. Any violations, regulations, small print. So yeah, over this week and into next week, hopefully we can bang out a whole bunch of it on Wednesday and then start messaging business owners. The two licenses that the business committee can offer are the vendor permit and the business permits, the two lower ones. And as we go through and discuss different aspects of the businesses, like I said, we will kind of decide where we feel that the business lies or which permits we want to offer. And then it's your choice to accept it, push back with it. You can always, give us feedback, say, hey, I think, we qualify for a higher one or a lower one. That sort of thing. There can be back and forth with it. We can make an initial judgment call. We'll message business owners. They can give us feedback on it, and we can negotiate. Does that sound good?
I have a
Mhm.
question
Sure.
about it. So, if I understand it correctly, and I might not because it's late and I'm very tired. But so technically, what you're saying is the businesses that are currently around will be offered licenses all over again and pay the fees now, right?
Yeah, because we're changing to new designations. So it's no longer going to be the past / current two licenses. Because there's currently the vendor license and then the business license. So it's going to be 3. There's going to be the vendor permit, the business permits, and the business licenses.
And it is a new month, so we would be collecting licensing fees anyway. So.
Yeah,
but
no, that's
to
fair.
note, on that though, it's more than just the recurring fees that is that are now at stake. There's an actual registration fee for the new types of licenses.
Mm-hmm.
Also, pending that, obviously you guys aren't collecting them quite yet, but pending that, I believe there was a mention
Just in a meeting.
when I was discussing things with the Senate that individuals with a criminal record might actually pay a higher registration and/or renewal fee for their licensing.
Okay.
Not sure on that, but I believe it's a small incentive for quote unquote clean individuals operating businesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like I said, the final word will obviously come when the legislation is signed off on.
Okay. And obviously when the legislation is signed off on, anything
There'll
that
be a
I'm reading
public
off now will be publicly available to everyone.
Yes,
They
indeed.
can read it on their own.
Yep, everything will be clear cut and, bada bing, bada boom. If there's anything that you guys read basically in it now that you think needs further clarification on, or you think there's stuff still missing that needs more information, do let me know, and I will amend it before the legislation arrives.
The only thing I can think of is maybe putting in a clarification note on the commercial space, because that commercial space does not include, say, barbenders buying an office or buying like a warehouse from D8 and making it like an office, correct?
Well, D8 doesn't. We don't sell warehouses anymore unless it's still business.
that idea, it's like, so if what was it? So say I'll use Next Gen because it's mine. So we wouldn't operate out of Vespucci, and I would consider that like for a vendor license because it's very small. It's not really in need of paychecks or anything like that. Would the current building, because it's not publicly accessible unless we unlock the door and you go in, whatever. Would that count as commercial, like, space?
If it is for the business, it will be commercial space.
Okay. I was just wondering because I figured that question will pop up. Like, well, I'm not, at Vespucci Marketplace, but I do have a physical location, not a food truck or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured that might need clarification. Because I think people will ask. Because I asked the question, so I think.
Well, something that also is going to be probably considered at the more in my discussions with the Senate when we're finalizing this is probably going to be: are we making exceptions for individuals because the licensing procedure and restrictions are new, or are we essentially going to be kind of saying that because these individuals have an outside or do have outside commercial property and we want them to be as in line with the legislation as possible, are they essentially going to be kind of mandated a certain amount of time to become compliant with that, which would be, i.e., returning to Vespucci Marketplace, or if they want to have a lesser license, or earning their way, or actually seeking out a full business license,
okay.
having to pay
okay,
that.
That is actually the point of my question in the emails earlier.
But that's not what I mean is that's not a decision of the business committee.
No,
is what I was referring
yeah,
to earlier.
that's fine. But yeah, that sort of line of reasoning was reason for my questions.
Yep. So that is still something to be considered essentially, because let's say D8 for example. If D8, if we were to say, yeah, I want a vendor's license because we're not in our office that much, blah 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 blah. Then the choices has to be made at basically between the Senate on if that's fine, because D8's obviously been around so long, the legislation do, so I can have my vendor's license and still operate D8 from our offices and everything, or because we want the businesses to actually become compliant, am I going to be allotted a certain amount of time to seek out a business permit and then essentially seek a full license so that I'm fully compliant with the legislation? Which, in my personal opinion and recommendation, I'm going to be recommending that businesses are mandated to become compliant.
Okay. That's where I was wondering if it was going to go.
Yeah.
Just because it's a lot of overlap, and if we were to look at the licensing based on the current statuses of a lot of businesses, there would be a lot of things that would fall under the full business license.
Yep, which is why that is something that the business committee should consider when choosing to offer people either vendors or business permits, so that way those who are given business permits can seek a full license.
Yeah.
However, there obviously are some businesses who just probably don't fit into the concept of what a business permit and or business license are, and probably should be getting a vendor's permit anyway. So, like I said,
that's why I was thinking like law firms, because, well, Barbender specifically, you and Luna Legal Consultants actually both expressed no need for like government paychecks or anything like that. You just wanted to be able to operate legally as a business.
Which, if the business committee if it's something that the business committee wants, what we can do is we can put in a provision into the legislation that basically says individuals with business permits, rather than getting government paychecks, they can substitute that for the option of purchasing D8 real estate outside of the Vespucci Marketplace, because I think that would probably be the most fair.
Okay, yeah, like a one or the other.
Yep.
Wait, so they'd be able to purchase property, but they would forego
government paychecks.
Government paychecks? Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense, because not a lot, like, the only reason you would get a government paycheck, believefully, in any law firm is probably, like, interning and such. Like, most of the money we make is off of cases, right?
Yeah. Lawyers, D8, things like that. Most of those jobs, they're big, it's the commission.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to the law firms, they I know all of them operate outside of the Vespucci Marketplace. I don't necessarily think that they need to seek a full business license, essentially, if we implement that as an option, to where you guys can offer them a business permit that says, hey, You guys are allowed to have commercial real estate, i.e., an office, but if you don't want it to be down at the Vespucci Marketplace, then you guys can substitute the option of government paychecks for to have that office outside of the Vespucci Marketplace.
Okay. Sounds pretty good.
So I think that's fair. If that's what the business committee would like, if you guys think that's a beneficial option that you guys can give to businesses like that of that nature, then I will add that to the legislation.
I think it would be beneficial as a whole, not just to a number of the existing businesses, but also because Vespucci Marketplace is limited in space. Like, yes, there's unused space down there, but it's still limited in a sense. So having this other option would kind of help with that, I guess.
Understandable.
Because if we
Gotcha.
immediately had 2 spaces, 2 law firms put in there, plus however many else pushed back, kind of thing.
All right, I will. I'll get that added to the legislation. So,
Yeah,
you guys
I'll make
can...
notes. I'll make notes as well for the business committee, so we can discuss it with more members on Wednesday, and then
Perfect.
we can touch base. All right, it's been an hour. Anybody else got anything else?
You guys are doing a wonderful job.
Well, thank you, brah.
All right, we'll have to kick Lynn and Rufus in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Contempt them in court.
Didn't even respond to my email.
Rufus is probably, playing with cats again or something. Oh,
I mean, they are very distracting.
well, yes.
Let's be honest.
Oh, I missed all that
All
stuff.
right. Anybody have any last talking points or questions or anything else? Going once? Going twice?
Question, actually, because I wanted to ask the business committee and see what they would think. I'm working on the form and application, everything else now. But is there any still open spots for any kind of food business since Mirror Park closed down?
I will have
Mirror Foods
to
goes down.
say that it would. We'd have to ask the Senate that, because I believe it was a Senate discussion about.
It was a Senate decision.
Yeah, it was
when Up and Atom closed. That we weren't going to have another food business open. I would say that what I would recommend is follow the appropriate process with the knowledge of it can very well be denied, because most likely they're going to lean towards no. I will be honest, they're going to lean towards no, but depending on the location, the type of business, like depending on what is being posed, they can be convinced for a yes.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
So I know between the business committee and my own recommendation, they can likely be swayed. So I would say continue with the process of filling out an actual proposal and
Like, give it
just
a
kind
shot,
of
basically.
Yeah.
exactly. But just like I said,
Yeah.
be aware of the knowledge that they are going to lean towards no by default.
Yeah.
Um,
And there's
so-
already Nikki Splits on the
roster.
Yeah, on the
that's
docket for that
true.
as well.
That's true.
So
yeah. So
find out.
you if there is one coming, you're kind of fighting for.
Oh no, then that's fine. Like, I have 2 different businesses I was looking at. I think I've talked to you about it before, Crane, about buying Benny's Workshop and just opening like a little small hangout clubhouse. Like, there's no full service. I don't know if that would be considered a business because it used to be one, and I'm just taking the garage over, or so on.
Well, I mean, opening another, if it was going to be a garage, opening another garage would be another fight in itself.
Yeah.
Benny's on
But
the south side?
Benny's, Benny's on the south side. I just wanted
that's still a business.
Oh, okay.
It's still operational. It's just a fucking pain in the ass to actually use, but it's still a business.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Just wanted to ask that.
Isn't it that, yeah, no, I won't, never mind.
No, yeah. Like, it was just gonna be a place where, like, obviously people can hang out, motor cars and stuff, and whether you know, like if the mechanics are just there to repair, like I wouldn't like. There's no income being made from it, honestly. Really.
Well, that's the current business model as it is right now. Is you can go there and you can people can work on their cars themselves.
Oh, okay.
I believe you need to come with the materials and everything. I believe. I don't know if you
that's
need.
how I would say it. Like, hey, if you want to bring
I
your own
wasn't aware of
materials, if
that.
not, like you know, you can.
Yeah, I don't know if you need mechanic tools. And then Crash, if you want to help me test that, if you have free time, we can definitely do that. But I know that is still what that business space is intended for.
Is it
because
already
it's
owned, or
it is owned by the state.
oh, just by the state? Oh, okay.
Yep. So it's because it's meant to be that available space for everyone, just in case some of the shops aren't open. People still have a place where they can affect their repairs and things. I have not been down there to inspect it and make sure that everything's working properly still, but it should be from what I've been told.
Okay.
So as far as the
plastic.
hangout spot, I mean,
Like that's a hangout spot. I didn't know if I need a business license for it because it was already a business, and I'm like, oh,
no,
yeah, like,
I think, in my opinion, because of what it's already being slated as, I think the state would be fine with that be basically still just being used as a hangout spot, as long as it's not imposing on people's ability to actually utilize the space for what it's meant to be. Kind of in the same way that like the beach, you know, is obviously owned by the state, but it is obviously meant to be available to the public for a specific purpose and for people to kind of enjoy their recreational activities, much in the same way that space is available and open to the public for general use. But I don't think the state is going to have a problem with people hanging out there. So owning it is, I imagine they're going to have a problem with the state turning over the keys to it. But as far as people just going there to hang out and things like that, I don't imagine the state will have a problem with that. So.
Okay, sweet, no problem.
Are we sure though? Because I mean, the Vanilla Unicorn is a place business too, and
but
people
the
are
Vanilla
using
Unicorn,
open space, yeah.
well, that's the difference though. Is the Vanilla Unicorn has never been identified as the state as a place that, hey, you are more than welcome to come and utilize this location for whatever its intended purposes. It is a shuttered business, essentially.
So
That's
people are
why
just squatting in.
yeah, that's why the taps don't work. It's why it's why there's no changing rooms for anyone. There's no music stands operating down. There's no. It's not a operating business. It is essentially a shuttered location that just has the doors unlocked.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to have, like a change room built in there, like music station, like everyone come chill, like if they want to work on their cars or if they just want to sit, hang out, listen to music.
Yeah, if you actually put it this way, if that's something you're interested in, draft up a proposal for it, and make it available to the business committee and myself, and we can discuss that further. And I will get some preliminary talks going with the state to see what they believe.
Sweet. Plan B work.
All right. Any last meeting topics? Going twice? Going 3 times? Okay, time's up. Meeting adjourned.
Going 3 times. I love you, Tim. I miss working for you.
Oh, there's pool of blood on the floor.
Oh my god.
Blood.
Jeez.
Tim, I have a question.
Yes.
Do you believe it would be a waste of time to wait for Rufus and Lynn, or do you think they might be amenable?
I mean, you could
Okay,
email
you get
him
that area, I'll get this area.
and just give him an ask. It'd probably be faster than
Frenchie,
for him to be up and about.
Frenchie brought in that
Also,
coyote.
you can add to your derelict of duty charges
Wait, was
the
that
fact that the mayor's office has
That's
not
the first time
been
I've ever seen him without his whole fucking
setting up.
Approving or
Yeah, he's been showing his face more
moving
than
along the
probably
process
somewhere.
of the business approvals.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'll
Little stuff
actually
like
add that
that.
in
So
now.
you can add that.
I also added in what happened today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So, but yeah. So you think I should email Lynn?
Yeah, I would email in.
Also,
Department of Justice, would you like to impeach the mayor?
Tim, could I steal you as a cameraman once he gets off the phone?
Yep. Just let me.
Oh, hi, Buckley.
Copy this
I
one.
will tail him. Let me walk over to him and tail him. Craig.